Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and this is the video review for the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man set, Carnage. We got ourselves a nice new Carnage in the Marvel Legends line. He's a bit hard to find, but if you can, he is worth it. So why don't we take a look and see just how he looks. And as you can see, Carnage here is done in this nice red plastic with black paint all over his body to show off that strange swirly effect that he has when he's in his symbiote form. Now, it might have been better if it was brought out a little bit more in the hands and arms, but all in all, it turned out really good. As you can see, they've even gone through they went through a lot of trouble on him, sculpting in all these little tendrils that are forming off of his body, which is very accurate to Carnage's comic character. And Carnage is one of my favorite villains off Marvel. I recently had the privilege of enjoying Carnage versus Deadpool, that little series, which was well done. Showed just how much of a monster this guy is. And it was really interesting seeing his dialogue with Deadpool. So I would recommend that series if you can find it. But anyway, yeah, you got all these little tendril bits that are hanging off of him. Here on his legs. Oh, yeah, gotta be careful, don't want to lose balance. There we go. Yeah, sorry, you know, ankles, they always end up a little loose sometimes. But the back bit of tendrils actually just plugs in, and you can remove it for a more clean looking Carnage if you want. Yeah. But yeah, you got that nice looking symbiote there. And if you want a little bit more of a messy or more tendrils on him, just pop that on the back. Make sure he's balanced. And voila. Oops. You'll actually have this nice chaotic, ready to kill Carnage here, and and like I said, he looks real good. I mean, that face is done very well. Don't know if it shows, but those eyes are actually, I believe they're painted in a very pearlized white, so they have a good shine to them. And I gotta get them in view. As you can see, nice pearlized white, so they're nice and shiny. That jaw is done very well. You can see the little teeth molded in, but still staying black, which is true to Carnage's look. He's got that big open mouth evil grin ready to bite someone's head off. It looks really nice. His hands have this nice little bladed look to them. Again, a nice claw that is fitting of Carnage's character. But yeah, it's a real nice looking sculpt. I mean, you know, legs aren't really much to speak of. You got a couple more tendrils, but you know, basic legs really. For articulation, let's get a good look. You got a ball jointed head with a hinge for forward-backward movement. So you got plenty of movement on the head. Pin and socket joints at the shoulders that have this nice little detent, which is you know, nice and clicky. You have a swivel at the bicep. Double jointed and somewhat clicky elbows, which is good. You got swivels at the wrist and a nice little bend at the wrist, so you can actually, or hinge at the wrist, so you can move them forwards and backwards. He has an ab crunch, waist swivel, forward backward at the hips, in and out as well, swivels at the thigh, double jointed knees, ankle bend, and ankle swivel. So you can get him in a lot of poses. Let's see if I can pull something off here. So yeah, you can get him in a lot of real sick looking poses if you want him to. It's just real cool. And I do like it. For a comparison, we'll bring in the Spider-Man Classics Carnage, who had a bit of a different look. A lot more black in his suit than this one. And honestly, a little too much black. As you can see there, you got them together. Although this Carnage did have some individually moving fingers, which was a nice touch, but I think the newer Carnage's fingers are working better. And I do like the jointage on this one too, because especially in the hips. That one had some of those odd hips that really don't work too well. But yeah, you got your pair of monsters here. And of course, if you're going to have a pair of monsters with symbiotes, you gotta bring in dear old Dad and Venom. Again, the Spider-Man Classics version. And these two actually look pretty cool together. This Venom really did do a good job of bringing out the character, even though it was meant to be Scorpion as Venom instead of Eddie Brock. But still, if you want it to be Brock, you can still have it looking pretty cool with your new Carnage figure. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't have a Spider-Man ready to show with it. But maybe I can show you the next best thing, especially if you've been reading some of the newer comics. We'll have Carnage here facing off his newer nemesis, Deadpool. True, it's the gray X-Force costume, but still, look, this is a pretty nice comparison. Get these guys a little face off together. As you can see, Carnage does scale well with Deadpool, which is sensible since they're from the same wave. And if you haven't handled Legends, I feel sorry for you, but bring in another comparison with a red Power Ranger. Get Carnage standing up. And this is the SH Figuarts Red Ranger. That just happened to be handy. As you can see, the Marvel Legends are just a little bit taller than the SH Figuarts figures, but actually do scale well with them. If that's not enough, we'll bring in a deluxe Transformer. I think a lot of people will be familiar with old Scorn here. As you can see, yeah, Carnage, like the Marvel Legends figures, are a bit taller. usually about 6-inch scale. So yeah, that's a pretty good comparison there. But anyway, yeah, I would strongly recommend Carnage. There is one more feature I almost forgot about. This is big only if you're into the collect and connect figures, because, you know, the only accessories Carnage includes are the head of the Ultimate Green Goblin and a flame effect that's supposed to go on the Ultimate Green Goblin's back when you finally build him. That's all the accessories you get with this guy. And unfortunately, that flame effect does not fit onto Carnage. It will just fall off. But, yeah. Still, if you're into Spider-Man or if you're into Marvel, I would strongly recommend getting Carnage here. If you're into monsters that really look scary, and when you get to know the character behind them, they're even scarier, you will love Carnage. He is absolutely terrifying. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, so long, and bye-bye.